How's it going, everyone? It's Sam, a Bloomberg analyst who has been covering the ETFs, just covered a big piece of news that's leaked recently, and he said it's shocking. It's actually in regards to Vanguard. Do you remember Vanguard, right? One of the largest asset managers in the world who refused to offer the Bitcoin ETFs to their clients. They said it doesn't produce cash flows. That's not what we're going to do. And then mysteriously, their CEO, after they announced that they weren't going to offer Bitcoin ETFs, after being there for, I think it was 13 years, all of a sudden retired out of nowhere, right? Really interesting. Now their CEO, who's just leaked, apparently their new CEO, was just announced. And again, the Bloomberg analyst called it shocking. So I want to cover that. I also want to go through a couple other things that are really interesting in the market. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this as soon as I make them. If you do want to trade this market, there's a link to Margex underneath the video where you can start trading. They don't have KYC, so you can set an account up in just a few seconds. You just need an email, a password, check their terms and conditions, and you can start trading. There's also a link to CoinW underneath the video where you can start trading on futures, so you can start trading on leverage, or you can just buy spot cryptocurrency. You also get access to pro traders for free in a Telegram group in case you want to do that. Now, one last thing. I don't ever really talk about this, but if you want, if you're an influencer specifically, you can email my financial friend, HGA@gmail.com, because I might have an opportunity for you. Just if you are on Twitter, you're big on Twitter or big on YouTube, or just on YouTube, for example. If you talk about crypto basically on a daily basis, email me over here. Now, last thing. We just did a revamp of HGAaccess, and we have a new gem caller. He actually just made I think it was a 50x or something on a Solana meme coin. If you want to check that out, you can check it out underneath the video. We're going to do a whole revamp of this. Now, listen to this. Listen to the former SEC chair who's mad at the GameStop rally.
Once again this morning, adding more than 170% just since yesterday morning. Another meme stock soaring along with GameStop is AMC. AMC is up 187% for the week to date, and of course, it's only Tuesday. Joining us right now with more on this is Jay Clayton. He is former SEC chair and a CNBC contributor. And Jay, we've been kicking this around this morning. I got a whole lot of different takes on this. First of all, the short sellers didn't learn their lesson last time around. Second of all, retail investors are back with a vengeance, but you can't really call this investing either. These are massive swings. As a former SEC chair, what do you think when you look at all of this?
Well, it bothers me. It bothers me on many levels. I think your last guest got it right. It's a lot closer to gambling than it is to trading, and it's certainly not investing.
Top shares are soaring.
Okay, so the former SEC chair is mad at the rally. He's pissed off that people are making money gambling, right? And I find it interesting because he says that it's not trading, it's not investing. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure if it's investing, and we'll get to crypto in a second, but I'm not really sure it's investing as much as trading, right? You're not buying AMC or GME because of the cash flows of the company, because of their business prospects. You're buying it because of the trade. You're buying it because of the rally. You're buying it because of the momentum. But to say this isn't trading, I think is idiotic, right? Like, a lot of trading comes down to social sentiment. It comes down to communities, right? And these stocks have some of the best communities out there. So the fact is that he's pissed off. Maybe it's because people are making money. Maybe he's actually trying to be a good steward. Like, hey, I realize people are going to lose money on this, because honestly, I understand that too. People will buy the top. These are not going to rally forever. And the more that they go up, the more they typically go down, right? But a lot of people can make money in the meantime. So yeah, let's go to Valhalla. Let's go up a lot. I love to see this. Even though I'm not buying it, I hope it continues. You can see AMC up 31%, then 21% after hours, GME up 60%, and then 14% after hours. Just massive moves. They were halted, I think it was around 60 times by the end of the day. This is only halfway through the trading day. They were halted around 60 times. So people are just pushing this thing into another stratosphere. Diamond hands coming from Andrew Tate. This is interesting. right? He's talked about like basically screw Wall Street. They're stopping the stock. They continue to halt it. And yeah, I know Andrew Tate is a Bitcoin fan, but he's really about escaping the matrix, as he says. I'm not trying to make any kind of statements about him, but he's really about screwing the system, making money and screwing the system. And that's why I think, it makes sense for Roaring Kitty and Tate and everyone else that feels the same way to buy Bitcoin, because it screws the system, right? We have Bitcoin ETFs. That's true. But still, it takes the money away from the government. It takes the value away from the government. So yeah, give a big middle finger to Wall Street, buy some Bitcoin, right? Okay, now let's get to the task at hand. We'll cover some other big news here in a second, but Vanguard apparently is preparing to tap former BlackRock executive Salim Ramji as CEO. This comes from the Wall Street Journal. Now, Eric Balkanis talks a little bit about this on Twitter. Just in, Salim Ramji will be the new CEO of Vanguard. He used to head up BlackRock's global ETF business. First time ever, Vanguard hired outsider as CEO. Every other time was an internal star or former Bogle assistant. Interesting. Semi-shock. He said, should credit Wall Street Journal, as it looks like they had the scoop. While he was on my short list of possible CEOs, he was a long shot because I just figured they'd hire someone internal as usual. And yes, Salim oversaw the filing and logistics for IBIT. And he has been quoted about his interest in digital assets, although I'm not sure that's going to change Vanguard's stance. But hell, he will be the CEO. Who knows? So let's play this. He talks about the Bitcoin ETFs here.
Right. I want to talk about the fact that it's a partnership with Coinbase. Why is Coinbase the right partner here?
Well, Katie, and you'll forgive me because I'm limited in what I can say because there is a live filing around it. And so let me try and answer your question with two broader answers, which is the first one is that the underlying technology that underpins Bitcoin and the blockchain technology is something we're incredibly excited about. And we're incredibly excited about it because it removes frictions, or at least has the promise of removing frictions across the ecosystem. And for us in the role that we play, which is all about how do you take out friction in the ecosystem, whether it's a custodian, whether it's trading and settlement times, I think the underpinnings are really, really powerful for us. So that really sparked our interest in this whole area a number of years ago. And the second thing is all about access. So nearly 20 years ago, we launched our gold ETFs. And the gold is held in custody in a vault, which is remote from us, but it's now easier to transact in gold using our gold ETFs. And we're applying that same philosophy to other new and emerging asset classes like Bitcoin, just as we did to gold 20 years ago, just as we did to bonds 20 years ago. So I know that doesn't answer your question.
Almost.
But we really just see this as about how do we embrace new technologies that are trying to reduce friction, and
how do we embrace new technology? And he said that they're excited as well about getting more people the ability to buy Bitcoin. Now, of course, when you join a different company and you get a different job, your role changes. So he might not be the vocal Bitcoin advocate that he was here as global head of ETFs, but still, I think he's going to be a much better fit than their old CEO. Let me know your thoughts about that down below in the comment section. So we don't know for sure that Vanguard's going to adopt Bitcoin, but if we had to guess, unless it was a straight Bitcoiner coming into the position, this is probably best case scenario. And it is odd that they hired someone outside the company for the first time ever as CEO. As we know too, other people are buying. I covered this earlier, but Wisconsin Investment Board, this is the 9th largest pension in the U.S., is buying Bitcoin. Michael Saylor says there are thousands of pension funds in the U.S. managing $27 trillion in assets. Yes, 27 trillion. Think about that. 1% of that is $270 billion flowing into crypto. That would pump us up an insane amount. That's a lot of buying pressure, right? That's 1% of just the pensions. Here's another person that's buying. Hedge fund Bracebridge Capital reports owning $262 million of ARK's spot Bitcoin ETF and $81 million of BlackRock's. This is one of the largest holders, I think, of all the ETFs. It's got to be top 3 or top 4. Brace Bridge Capital. I've never heard of them, but let's pull them up for a second. Okay, so this is a company out of Boston with 12 clients. They have discretionary assets under management of $65 billion. Their last reported 13F filing for Q1 included $810 million in managed securities, and their largest holding is ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF. Their largest holding is a Bitcoin ETF after 1 quarter. That's absolutely insane. They have conviction. Let me know your thoughts on this though underneath the video. Do you think this matters? Do you think it matters that hedge funds are coming in? We have pension funds coming in. We have all different types of companies, banks coming in. Let me know down below in the comment section. Personally, I think it's a big deal, but let me know your thoughts. Now, again, if you are someone that posts about crypto regularly, is an influencer, reach out to me. myfinancialfriendhga@gmail.com. If you do want to trade cryptocurrencies, you can check out the link to CoinW and to MargeX. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye.